Ever wish you could just like pull those pictures straight out of your imagination? You know what I mean? You can practically see it in your head, but actually getting it down on paper or, onto the computer screen, it feels impossible.
It does almost feel like trying to cross into a whole other dimension of art, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And this deep dive that you all wanted, focusing on the Dean Vos's AI tutorial, it's a great roadmap for anyone that wants to start creating with these AI tools.
Yeah.
Especially Bing Image Creator.
And you don't even need any art skills. That's what's so cool about this. It's like art for everyone now.
Absolutely. And the fact that Bing Image Creator is totally free to use is huge. It's not just for like techie artists or anything. It's really something anyone can just pick up and play around with. I think we might be seeing like the beginning of a whole new wave of digital art, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's all thanks to that accessibility.
So let's talk about the tutorial and just the tool itself for a sec. First things first, Bing Image Creator. Like, what is the deal with this thing?
Okay, so at its core, Bing Image Creator uses this really powerful AI model called DALL-E, which was developed by OpenAI.
Okay.
And I won't get too technical or anything, but just know that DALL-E is trained on a massive data set of text and images. So it basically understands the relationship between words and visuals, which is how it can generate an image based on what you describe.
So it's like DALL-E is like this art prodigy or something who studied every single art style and technique in the world, and now it's ready for you to give it direction.
Exactly. And that's where knowing how to write a good prompt comes in. This tutorial really stresses that being able to write these detailed descriptive prompts is key to getting the most out of AI image generation. It even gives us a specific structure you can follow, which I thought was super helpful.
Yeah, the tutorial breaks it down really well. It's not just a matter of telling the AI, like, hey, make me a dragon, right? It's about actually painting that picture with words.
Yeah.
Choosing your style, photography, oil painting, whatever you want. Then you build it up.
Yeah.
The subject, the little details, the lighting, even the mood you want to go for.
And they have a great example. Instead of saying like a dragon, the tutorial has you imagine this majestic creature with like glistening scales. Its wings are outstretched against a fiery sunset. Maybe it's even letting out this huge roar.
Wow.
And you can just see how much more vivid that image becomes with just a few extra descriptive words.
Yeah, it's true. It's like instead of just ordering takeout, we're giving the AI chef a gourmet recipe for our masterpiece.
Yes.
But I feel like that's where people might get stuck, right? Not everyone's a natural storyteller.
Definitely.
It can be tough to put those ideas into words.
Right. And that's where the tutorial suggestion to use ChatGPT is so smart.
Yeah.
They even give you a script that you can just feed directly into ChatGPT.
Oh, wow.
It's like you're training it to generate these super detailed prompts in the exact style that the tutorial lays out, so it takes some of the pressure off of you.
So ChatGPT is like our AI brainstorming buddy then.
Exactly.
We tell it the basic idea, like say a mischievous little kitten tangled up in Christmas lights. And it spits out this crazy detailed prompt that's practically a work of art in itself, ready for Bing Image Creator to bring it to life.
Right. It's like having this digital artist and they speak imagination. You're giving it these raw ideas and it translates them into something Bing Image Creator can actually use.
That is a really good way to put it. It's not even about knowing like the right words or having this huge vocabulary or whatever. It's more about being able to explain your vision. And ChatGPT can help you do that.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of brings us to what I think is the most exciting part about all this. While the tutorial focuses on the basics, once you know how to write a good prompt, it opens up so many doors.
Yeah.
It's like learning the alphabet. Suddenly you can write anything.
Right. It's like these AI tools, the only limit is literally your imagination.
Yeah.
The tutorial mentions art styles, but I want to dig into that a little more. We keep talking about this dragon, right? Imagine plugging that concept into Bing Image Creator, but instead of like a realistic painting, you get this stylized Japanese woodblock print or like a Warhol-style pop art thing with all the bright colors.
And it doesn't even stop at like changing the style. Think about generating a whole bunch of images with little changes in the prompt each time to tell a story. The tutorial sticks with single images, but you could create a storyboard for a movie or concept art for a video game.
You could build entire worlds this way, each one with a totally different look and feel. That's wild. This could change how creative projects are visualized from the ground up.
That's fun. And what I find really cool is how different this is from just using regular software. It's easy to get caught up in how things work. But at the end of the day, this tutorial gets it right. You're the one calling the shots. It's all about your creativity. When you take your own unique perspective and combine that with the power of AI, that's where the real magic happens.
So for someone who's just starting out with all this, what would you say is the most important thing to remember as they're going on their AI image generation journey?
Honestly, just Don't be afraid to experiment, you know? Play around with different prompts and styles and ideas. That's the beauty of it. There's no right or wrong answer. Just think about what gets you excited. What stories do you want to tell? What kind of worlds do you see in your head? Just go for it. Let your curiosity lead the way.
I love that. It's all about ditching the rule book and embracing this new way of creating. But speaking of creating, this whole process really makes you think about the collaboration that's going on here. It's like AI is this awesome artistic partner, but it brings up some interesting questions too, right?
Oh, for sure. And the tutorial actually mentions one that I think is super relevant. How do we give credit?
Yeah, that's a good one.
When we make something with AI, who do we say created it, the AI itself or the person who wrote the prompt?
It specifically says to make sure you give credit to Bing Image Creator when you share your AI art. It's almost like a new rule in the art world, acknowledging the AI's contribution to the creative process. It's like we're stepping into this whole new world of art making, where humans and AI are teaming up. Kind of blows your mind a little bit, makes you wonder, where does the tool end and the co-creator
Oh,
begin?
that's a big one.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's an easy answer, you know? It's definitely something we've got to keep talking about,
Yeah.
especially as AI gets more and more sophisticated.
Totally.
Yeah.
Especially as the stuff it makes gets even cooler. You were saying earlier how this tutorial is like learning the alphabet, right? Imagine someone taking that alphabet and writing a whole novel.
Yeah.
Is the AI the author in that scenario, or is it the person who guided the AI with their prompts?
That's the heart of the matter right there. And it's not just about who to thank, although that's definitely a big part of it. It makes you rethink the whole idea of art and being creative. Is it a purely human thing? Or can AI be creative in its own way?
Right. It's like we're watching this brand new art movement come to life, and the lines are super blurry.
Absolutely. It's a super exciting time to be playing around with all this. And for anyone listening who's like raring to go, I'd say don't just use the tech. Think about it too.
Yeah.
While you're building those prompts and creating images, ask yourself, where do your ideas stop and the AIs begin?
It's like we're not just making cool pictures. We're part of this much bigger conversation about what it means to be creative. And as this tech keeps getting better, who knows what we'll be able to do?
It's a total journey of discovery.
Yeah.
And this deep dive, using the Dean Moses AI tutorial as our guide, is giving you a really solid place to start.
Hmm.
Remember, the most important things you have are your own curiosity and your imagination. Let those be your compass as you explore the world of AI image generation.
If you take one thing away from this deep dive, let it be that. That's what this whole thing is about, exploration, experimentation, pushing those creative boundaries. And with AI by our side, it feels like anything is possible.